Welcome back to We Learn Quick. In this episode, we're going to talk about what is DEI, what is Department of Government Efficiency, how that affects us, and everyone, whether you be black, white, small business. Look, if you're making underneath $100 million per year, or really and truly underneath 22 million, according to the federal government, you are in trouble. So everyone's affected. So let's just gather around. All right. So first things first, let's just look at the numbers, right? Why is the Department of Government Efficiency going crazy? Because it is. The government spent $6.75 trillion, which has more than it was collected, right? Which is resulting in deficit. Very simple. They're taking in more, spending more than this can take in, all right? Not even rocket science. But let's see how these numbers actually break down to where I think the end of DEI program is a little bit unfair because let's just look into the census, all right? So we have about 340 million people, census.gov, 340 million people in America, right? White people alone, according to this, make 7.53. Black people alone, people identify as that, is 13.7. Native Americans or American Indians is 1.3%. Asians alone equals 6.4%, Native Hawaiians 0.3, and two or more races 3.1. So those are biracial people. Latinos 19.5. Okay, whites alone, not Hispanic or Latino percent is 58.4. So the numbers are there. It's very simple. And our good old veterans, we getting 60 million people, all right? So we're talking that's less than 3-4% of the population right there. Okay. So now where is the numbers being spent? All right. So we go on SBA.gov and we can go straight into it. So out of that $6 trillion, right, that was being spent, and this is on average about $6 to $7 trillion gets spent each year, but let's say about $4 trillion in the prior years, right? Last couple years it did balloon. So in fiscal year 2020, Asian Americans got 6.8 billion. Subcontinent Asian Americans got 8.6 billion. And these are numbers in the billions, by the way, which is only 1.67% of the contracts. Black Americans got 9.37 billion in 2024, which is 1.67% of the contracts. Hispanic Americans got 9.95 billion, and which is only 1.7%. Native Americans got 2.69% of the contracts, work out 15 billion, right? Even though the statistics right here shows what they are, right? So the Native Americans, they make less than 1.3% of the numbers, but these guys got a whopping 15 billion, right? So they know how to push contracts to what communities deserve it. I mean, this is their land, they deserve it. I mean, they deserve every penny of it, really and truly, even more. And this is just what we're saying. So when you say end the DEI programs, okay, that now is 2020. Let's fast forward to 2024, right? We have gotten Asian Americans 8.5 billion. Let's go straight to what we want to hear. Black people, $9.83 billion. So we're barely up half a billion, right? And but yet still the Native Americans, they got $15 billion in 2020, but in 2024 they got $25 billion. They're always up 50%. We didn't even get to move, not even 10%. Okay, so the DEI program is crazy. It's skewed beyond all belief. All right, other minorities, they're not getting anything. So combined, right? Let's add the percentage points. If this is 100%, 100 slices in the pie, okay? Asians only getting 1.3% of the pie. The sub Asian Americans, black people, 1.5%. So you're getting 1.5%. So you're getting 1.5 slices of 100 slice pie. Okay? Hispanics, 1.8. Native Americans, they're only getting 3.9 slices. Call it about 4 slices out of 100 slice pie. Okay? So even if you add this up and call everything two, so this is two on a good day, two on a good day, two on a good, that's just 6%. Two on a good day, that's 8%. All right, round this up to four. We're looking at what, 12% right there? So guess where the rest of the money goes? Literally white men. Okay, I'm not racist or anything, but this is why the DEI laws were there to help offset it. Now, I'm not mad or anything like that, but the numbers are the numbers. All right, there's nothing we can do about it. Like, it is what it is. All right. So now, how can we combat this? All right, very simple. All right, Sorry for digging so deep into those numbers, but we had to because I'm just really sick of it. I haven't seen anyone really get into that. And if you want to know where we get this, and this is from Biden-Harris administration awards, record-breaking 183 billion in federal contracts to small businesses. This is from that same article, right? So these guys are actually trying to like help the disparity with these numbers, but Trump is getting rid of this program completely. Come on, man, that don't even make any sense. All right, so a lot of people, for the people who have not seen the article and don't know what's going on, I'm just going to let you see.
President Donald Trump signed a series of executive orders eliminating diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, government programs, with a memo going out to federal agencies placing all DEI office staffers on paid leave immediately.
Did away and says we do not want diversity to be a hiring or job criteria for any federal position.
Civil rights attorney John Marco says that move may seem daunting, but is fairly limited in the scope of its reach.
Oh, if you're not in the federal government, it's going to do nothing for you. It's not going to affect you whatsoever. You know, you work for Ford or, you know, you work for the corner.
That's not true because these federal suppliers work. Imagine being a supplier for Lockheed Martin, supplying even nuts and bolts, and you are a minority on a regular job with a regular company, right? And they end the DEI program, all right? This because there's no pressure from the federal government to have a set amount of DEI personnel on there. Now, I'm not for the old DEI thing, but when our numbers are at 1.6%, 1.7%, we're not even getting hired enough. But yet still we make 13% of the population. So this guy, I don't know what he's smoking, but he needs to go check his numbers.
Store, the corner bar, whatever, you still have the same protections you had a month ago.
The history of DEI in America is long, with the Civil Rights Act of 1964 including a provision that bans employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. It also established the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or EEOC, which works to investigate any claims or charges of workplace discrimination. Marco says the confusion surrounding who this executive order actually impacts could potentially cause more harm than the actual move itself.
Exactly. All right, so I don't even want to talk this guy. So now solutions. All right, everyone talking about the problems. Let's talk about solutions. All right. So now we have this wonderful gentleman, right, Mr. Congressman Glenn Ivey, right, who has obviously he's aware of the problem. This article came out September 30th, 2024, and he's letting us know that hey, we are in trouble. Okay, less than 2% of Black-owned and Hispanic-owned business receive federal contracting dollars. And you can clearly see we saw the numbers directly from census.gov and SBA. And so what they're working on is, as chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus, I'm working to make that federal contracting reflects that the diversity of the nation and creates pathways for economic growth in minority communities, said Congressman Stevens. Forgive me right now, I'm a bit tired. I just did this since like 4 o'clock in the morning. All right, so I'm proud to join Congressman Ivey and Chair Horsworthy in introducing the Contracts Act to collect more data on where federal contracting dollars are going and increase contracting awards to disadvantaged small businesses. Small, said Congresswoman Joyce Beatty. All right, so what do we need to find Glenn Ivey, support him, come to his website, support this, see how we can support this bill, push it through. This is ridiculous. All right, here's some quick fun facts. All right, since we're already up here, because obviously we don't know how to act and we need to like figure out how we're going to really capitalize on the system, right? So I'm all for the merit-based system, by the way. I don't think that you should just get a job because you're Black or whatever case is. If you're not qualified, you don't have the degrees, you don't have the paperwork. If you're Hispanic, you don't have the paperwork. You're Asian, you don't have the paperwork. You don't deserve the job. But if you have the paperwork, which usually do have, a lot of times we're overqualified, we still don't get the job because of nepotism, right? So we need these laws in place. This is what makes really America great again, is these laws that get rid of nepotism that is clearly in the white race, right? And it's not us. Even white people say it. So it's nothing like that. So I'm not pro-white. I'm not pro-Black. I'm just pro-America. And that's all that matters, right? But Black people, you got to do better, right? Our biggest Black bank only have $1 billion in there. But yet still you guys spending $7.5 billion on here, okay? Can come check this reports out. Black women spend approximately $7.5 $7.5 billion on beauty care, including hair and makeup, with a significant portion of this dedicated to hair due to the unique needs of textured type hair. This is crazy. Like crazy. Jordans. This is the Jordans ones. 2023, 6.6 billion. 2022, 5.1 billion, 4.8 billion. But yet still our federal contracting dollars, we're not even getting $8 billion, right? It's crazy. We're getting nothing. This is what we're collecting as black people, all right? $9 billion here, but yet still Jordan is collecting damn near much as us, and that's a $7 trillion pie. The black nation is worth 1.7 trillion. We got to do better. But that's it. Like I said, that's the problem. So the problem, DEI getting knocked. Solution, come over here to this guy right here, Senator Glenn Ivey. Thank him so much, and all the other senators that's leading the way, and everyone that's all forerunners. Let's see how we can really bond together during this period of time and get together, because Donald Trump really sold a lot of people a lie, both Republicans and Democrats. But Democrats already begged you guys. They even told you about Project 2025. We didn't listen. No one listened. A lot of people didn't listen, but a lot of people got hurt. A lot of these federal jobs got cut, programs got cut, and a lot of the people in the farmland is getting hurt. We're gonna do a video on them later. So, like I said, let's see how we can really make America heal again, and let's see how we can really bring this country back together, because it doesn't matter if Donald Trump, we can't bet for that guy to lose, right? It's almost like betting for a captain of the plane to go down. So we have to really bond together, get together, and see what we can do. All right. So thanks a lot. I really appreciate your time. I know it's a little bit extended, but I've been on the sidelines too long, watching, observing, and I think this video was way, way overdue, right? So check out Senator Glenn Ivey, and a little more thing. Community development financial institutions, check these things out. If you're lacking funding, come over here and check them out, right? And see how you can get some funding, because we're getting less than 1% of venture capital dollars out here. All right, that's a video for our next day.